what challenges exist for the Australian dairy industry. What action is the government taking to address these challenges and boost the competitiveness of the agricultural sector?
I call the honourable member for Agriculture.
Well, thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm being spoiled today. I'd like to thank the member for Forrest for the question. And might I note that the member for Forrest herself was a dairy farmer, or currently is a dairy farmer. In fact, when she got married, they went straight back to the dairy farm. So we've got a person who is a member for Forrest, which is the strongest dairy producing area in the Western Australia, that actually knows.
Silence from the member for Moreton in particular.
That actually knows about what it's like to be in dairy and what it's like to be in small business. Small business, you've either lived it or you haven't lived it. And there are so many on our side who've actually had their name at the bottom of the chequebook and the mortgage on the house. We understand that. Now, I'd like to tell the member for Forrest the good news first, that since we've been in power, the exports of butter have gone up 61.1%. The export of skim milk powder 43%. This is in value, by the way. The exports of whole milk powder 60%. In fact, the exports of dairy products in general have gone up by 43%, because we're actually doing the business. We're actually moving product. But there's also some bad news, and of course the bad news is on the other side of the chamber. The bad news is the Labor Party, because they still support the carbon tax. And the carbon tax is costing every person in their dairy shed in excess of $1,300 a year. It's costing one of our largest dairy producers, Murray Goulburn, $14 million a year. That's $14 million that they could be sending back to farming families. But every time we used to think that they were Terminators. We thought they were Terminators. We all thought they were Terminators. And even the member for Hunter last week, Madam Speaker, he was out the other side and he was still a Terminator under his breath. I said, mate, you're no longer Terminators. He said, well, I am. I'm still a little bit of a Terminator. You're a massive Terminator. You're a massive Terminator, but no longer. But I think the only Terminators that are left in the Labor Party, the
Minister will resume his seat. The member for Hunter.
I do appreciate the reforms of the House, but I will not sit back and just let the Minister lie across his fat spot. That was a direct misrepresentation.
Resume your seat. Resume your seat. Resume your seat. I heard nothing but argument, and in accordance with the standing orders and in accordance with the practice, I will not be recognising him for a point of order again today. I call the Honourable Minister.
Hello. Are you talking to me or are you talking to the Speaker?
The member for Hunter is on very thin ice. I would ask the Minister for Agriculture. There will be. I think that the member should take leave under 94A. There'll be silence on my left. I will be finding someone on my left to join him shortly. Now, I call the Honourable the Minister for Agriculture, and if he has said something which should be withdrawn, he may well do so.
Whatever it was, I withdraw it. But I tell you what, there's still two Terminators on the other side. There still is. There's Tanya the Terminator. There's Tanya the Terminator.
The Manager of Opposition Business will resume his seat. The Minister for Agriculture will refer to people by their correct titles.
Well, the member for Sydney, the Terminator, but she's not going to terminate the bill on the carbon tax.
The member for Wakefield,
she's going to terminate the bill at the front desk. That's who she's going to terminate. That's where the terminate. But I think there are other Terminators. there's the member for Greenwood. I think he might be a bit of a Terminator as well. He's the people's choice of a Terminator. So we look forward to them terminating you very soon.